What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Don't forget to check out my website, ckwrapstoronto.com. I'll put a link up in the top corner for you. Now, today I'm going to be doing a demonstration on paint protection film. The paint protection film that I have here right now is from Orful. It's called Oragaurd 280G, G for gloss. Also comes in M for matte. Now, paint protection film is one of those things that we put over the paint and it does not change the color of the car. That's one thing. So this is something that is not been so much my specialty in the past. I do focus more on color changes because I do love to see the end result. That's for me is the great thing about color changes, is that I love seeing a car go from red to green or orange to black or whatever it is, or just do something totally outrageous. Paint protection film, on the other hand, is meant to be transparent, where we don't actually know that it's there. Now, paint protection film can do quite a number of things when it comes to its abilities. One thing, it's going to hold up against scratches. It's going to hold up against a lot of scratches, actually, and it's going to hold up against heavy stone chips, all right? Heavy stone chips that come flying off the highway. This film is built, to put it simply, more elastic and thicker than most color change films. This means its resiliency to debris, wear and tear, and things like that, it holds up a lot better. But we don't change the color of the car. So if you're looking for a color change, then you would want to go with the color change film. A color change film will protect the paint to an extent, but not to the same extent that paint protection film will. Both two very different markets, but similar in product, okay? Now, this car is a perfect example of what this paint protection film can do. So this paint protection film, this gloss black has a ton of swirl marks. It's actually here for a paint correction. Sean's doing that right now. And he hasn't done the hood yet, so he's done most of the car. Now, we left the hood purposely to show you what this hood looks like right now with how many scratches it has in it, and to see what the paint protection film will do over top of the actual paint itself. So what I want you to see right here is that we can see, and we're going to keep this all in the same spot. I'm going to basically focus on this half of the hood and the lower section of the hood when I lay the paint protection film on. But what we can see are a ton of swirl marks, all right, all the way through. You see how many there are? Tons, even heavier scratches. Let's see what happens when we put paint protection film over top. To install paint protection film, I'll do a different video on that, or various videos on that, as this is more of a demonstration of what paint protection film is able to do. So again, I'm going to roll this out. We've got Oragaurd Stone Guard film, 280G. I'm going to cut a section of this, probably in half, because I'm going to make this into two parts. First things first is we're going to need some kind of a slip solution. Now, my bottle says water alcohol. It is not water alcohol. This is actually a little bit of Dawn soap and water. Very few droplets of Dawn soap. Your mix ratio will vary depending on climate and things like that, and types of films that you are using, and your comfort level and stuff like that. You do not want it to stick too much, but you do need it to adhere. So too much soap can be a problem. Too little soap could cause it to stick a little bit too much, and then you won't be able to squeegee the air bubbles out. The reason why we use a slip solution is just a name for basically soap and water. There are actual slip solutions on the market which can tend to work a little bit better. You can also make your own in this case, which is what I did. Now, we're going to mist the surface down in an area, and you can use a better container than this. People usually use the pump ones where they build up the pressure and then they just kind of spray it all down by holding the trigger one time. I'll put a link to that product in the description below, and a link to everything else that I'm using today. So this film doesn't have air egress. That's what I was going to say. There are no air channels in this. Why? Because we would see that through the clear film. We don't want to see air channels. What we normally do here is we peel off a bit, we let the release liner hang, and we mist that. We peel off the release liner a little bit more. We can mist it a little bit more again. This is so it doesn't stick to itself when we are doing this, especially when we're doing this on our own. Just makes life a little bit easier. And we just kind of let it hang. Now again, if we were doing a large hood piece, I would have to probably have 2 people. It helps. So as both areas are wet, we're just going to let that sit on top of the surface of the panel. What we also need here is some type of a rubber squeegee, okay? Not a plastic, not a hard plastic one. This is super flexible. It's like an eraser almost. It's very flexible, very soft. The film is self-healing, so that does work very well actually, and you're going to see that in another video. But we're going to mist down the surface here. This is so our rubber squeegee does not stick to the surface as we go to eliminate anything that's in and underneath the film. Now if we get dirt under the film, we can flush it. We can actually use our slip solution to flush out any debris. Huge benefit when it comes to doing this over color change film, because a color change film we don't have a wet app. And so this makes things a bit more complicated when we're trying to, when we get dirt under the wrap or a hair or something like that. It's a lot more difficult to flush the film out. So we're going to apply firm, even pressure, and this film, works tremendously well as far as being able to squeegee out what's underneath, and we'll just work our way from end to end. I can't wait to show you what this looks like after I finish squeegeeing this out, because you're going to see how much of a difference it is. So in order to truly show this effect, I need to dry the film off, which I'll do with a rag. Now keep in mind, it's going to be a little bit hazy for the time being until it actually dries out completely. It takes a little while, not too long. But let's wipe this off. And I'll run over with a heat gun just to make sure there aren't any fine lines or swirl marks. This way we get the true effect. I can see debris underneath my my PPF, which you're going to see when you go to look at it. Again, this is more for a demonstration. We haven't even clay barred this car. You're going to want to do that. You're also going to want to make sure that we're not in the middle of polishing the sides, which we are right now, or what Sean is right now. Let me give it one more wipe off to get rid of any streaks, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's looking good. And we can see from side to side. Look at the swirl marks over here. Look at the swirl marks over there. I'm going to just move the camera. Let's put the light halfway. So just by putting paint protection film over top, we're getting a much clearer finish. Again, it's a little bit hazy simply because it needs to dry out a bit. That will just take a little bit of time. Just show you a little bit more. Why not? Even with just the natural light. Now, what I find here is that the left side, just in the camera itself, it looks a little bit darker. But that could just be because we need it to dry out a little bit. That is a bit of a demonstration of what the paint protection film will do as we lay it over top of the paint that may not be in the nicest condition, and save you a bit of time from polishing it, I suppose. In the end, this is going to protect it now, and it's going to look really good for quite a while. Most warranties are around 10 years or so, just heading from color fade, so from the film yellowing. Depends on the brand that you go with. Everyone varies a little bit, so it's very easy to find this kind of information online, but I will put it together in one area for you when I do show you how to actually install paint protection film on more complicated areas. I do hope this video was informative and helpful to you. The next video is going to be another demonstration of how it holds up to actual abuse and wear and tear. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, don't forget the subscribe button. Thank you again very much for watching. Take care.